So we are learning Java basics on a big course of Selenium automation. And today's agenda will be to talk about these many things. And we'll do this thing in part by part. Okay. So loops, a lot of programs we will do. We'll understand about nested if, arrays, 2D array, and functions. Some basics about all these things are already done. So you can search Namaste Selenium in YouTube, and if you will go to our channel, there is a playlist, and in the playlist, if you see here, learn Java easily, right? There may be like 16 videos are already uploaded. There, at least whatever is done till now, we have uploaded here, so you can go through this. Okay, you can simply search Namaste Selenium. Just note down as of now. Later on, you can do it. In the playlist, you will find Learn Java Easily, that part. Anyways, so today we'll start with loop concept and all. So let's start it. First of all, why we use loops, that we have already talked about, that whenever you want to do repeated things, okay, whenever you want to do the things again and again, then you use loops generally, right? But when you are doing repeated things, you can programmatically handle a lot of things, right? You can increase the value of any variable. You can logically do different things, in arrays, you can parse the array and search something, right? A lot of things you can do. So let's see the examples basically today. I will open something from my previous batch so that we'll do the practice from that. Let me close all these things first. Close all and okay. This one, to this one, okay, no, this one. Okay, so let's see here. First, we will understand about nested if. Like loop we will do later on. So one by one we will do it, right? One by one we will do it. And let me know, like, if you have any doubt, right? Why we are writing this, how it will work and all. Okay. There is pre-written program, but it's a good practice to understand. If you understand how this program will work, you understand how if else works here. Okay. So this particular program, can anybody tell me that what will be the output of this program and how it will be executed? So you can put it in chat window that what will be the output of this program. I'll read it for you. It's written integer a is equals to 45, b is also 45. This is the way to declare the variable here if it is integer. Okay, so okay, okay, let's see. So at the ninth line, if you see, we are checking if a is greater than b. How if else works? Let's understand first. If means you are checking a condition. Whenever there is a, there will be a bracket and you are checking a condition. And this thing checks the current value of whatever the present value of A and B or the latest value of A and B, and it will perform this comparison we are doing here. If these things are true, then 11th line will be executed. If these things are false, then it will go to the else part. Why I'm showing you this example, that in the else, again, you can have if and else. It's possible, right? See, this is a block of code. So line number 14 to line number 23 is the part which will be executed when A is not greater than B. Let's understand. Okay. Why you are coming here? When the control will come here, only when the condition will be like this, when A is not greater than B. So A is greater than B, then 11th line will be executed. When A is not greater than B, then these will be executed. Okay. But then again, inside that also you can put if else part. So here, for example, A is greater than B, which is false because A is not greater than B, right? Both are 45. So we are going to the else part, but in the else, again, we are checking if A is equal to B. So when you want to check the equality, you have to put 2 times equal to sign. So because A is actually equal to B, so it will go to the 17th line and it will say both are equal. It will not go to the 19th else part, 19th line. Why? Because this condition is already satisfied. Okay. So once if part is satisfied, it will not go to the else part. Thumb rule, very simple one. Whenever once if is satisfied, it will not go to the else part. Okay. So this particular program should print me a both are equal. Okay, something like that. So yes, it is showing me. Let's understand that if I make a greater than, so I'm putting the value, hard coding the value, I'm making a as 47 at line number 6. This time, what will happen? The control will come to, let's say, 9th line. Because A is actually greater than B, this will execute the 11th line and it will not execute else, which is returned from 13th line to 23rd line. It will not execute the whole thing. Why? Because this conditions is already satisfied, so it will not go to the else. Very simple one. Okay. So this time, if I'll execute this, it will say whatever you have written at 11th line. Why it is happening? Um, because of if how the if else structure works like this. Okay, and this is a good way whenever somebody asks you that create a program to compare two numbers. So generally, what we do, if A is greater than B, print A is greater, else print B is greater. So that is a bad approach from the testing point of view because there may be a condition when both numbers are equal also, right? So you should check that condition also. Okay. So if we will execute this, it will say A is greater than B. Let's make it this B value as 59. So this time B is greater. So what will happen? It will execute this first. If A is greater than B, so A is greater than B is going to be false. So it will come on the else part. Then it will check if A is equal to B. No, both are different. Then it will come to its else part and then it will execute this. So this else is the else part for this particular if. Let's understand. One if, right, can have at least one else. Okay. So here for this, if you see the hierarchy, it's like if this is the else part for this particular if, okay, this else part is for this. Okay, simple one. This time, if I'll execute this, run as Java application, B is greater than 8, saying if you want to see the flow of your program, you can put debug point. Let's understand a new thing today here. If you have not done it, you can put debug point by just double click on any particular line. There is a blue bar here, see here. You can click on it and there will be an icon will come. Okay, something like circular blue color icon will come. Another way is you can right click here and say put breakpoint, so or toggle breakpoint. That also you can do. Fine. Or add breakpoint, something like that. Add breakpoint. So this time, if I'll execute, I'll be able to check line by line what is happening behind, when you run it, actually what is going to happen, right? It will show you. So if you do a right click this time and say debug, this time don't do run as Java application, do debug as Java application. So your program will run in debug mode. Your execution will happen on debugging mode. And my program is stopped now. So what I can do now is I can simply, there are options here. Resume. Resume means go to the next breakpoint. Okay. This red icon means terminate the program. This step info will go inside this, right? If there is a function, it will go inside it. If you do step over, it's like line by line execution. So I am doing step over, or F6 you can do as a shortcut. I'm clicking here. So this is going to the next line. I again click it here. So till now, we have executed just two lines. If you hover over A, it will show you the current value of A. If you hover over B, it will show you the current value of B. You can also inspect it. So you just select B, let's say, and say right click and do inspect. That will also show you the current value of whatever variable you have. Okay. So it's showing me B is equals to 50. Okay. Now, because this condition is going to be false, see here, I'm going step over. So we'll be able to actually visualize whether it is going at line number 11 or not. This is not going at line number 11. It directly jumps to the else part, line number 15. Still, the value of A is 47. The value of B is 59. So this condition is actually will be false. So if I do step over again, it is not going to go, it's not going to line number 17. See here, it's directly jumping to the else part at line number 21, and it will print this. That's it. Somebody was asking last time how to build our problem solving approach, logical approach. See, once you understand the syntax, right, how to do that, rest of the things are more on analytical side, logical side. Because if somebody will ask you, write a program to compare two numbers, right? There are two ways. One way is you will simply say, hey, if A is greater than B, do this thing, else do this thing. Else means print B is greater. But actually, there is a third condition when A and B can be equal. So you have to understand how to write the program in a better way, which will cover all the conditions, and it will be in less number of lines, how you can write your program very clearly, to the point, and every line should represent something logical thing. Okay, you cannot write random things, unnecessarily random things in your program. You cannot put brackets here and there randomly. Everything is defined. When you have if, you can write the bracket. When you have a function, then you can write the bracket. When you have a for loop, switch case, then you can write the brackets. Okay, because that represents a particular block of code. That's it. Let's see. Okay, if you guys want this program, I can give you chat window quickly so that you can also practice at your end. Then you can copy that program from the chat window and you can practice at your end in Eclipse. Okay. Fine. Now the next program. Let's see the next program in if else demo part. And let's discuss about it. Okay. Same thing. We are doing the same thing, but this time, let's understand that we don't want to hard code on our own. We want to get the value from the user. Okay. We want to get the value at the runtime. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this will work. We are declaring two variables because we will need it in our program. So whenever you are declaring a variable, it's better you declare it with zero initially, right? Then scanner thing, right? If you want to get the value um, through your output window, right? You can declare a scanner object and you can get the value from it, right? So this is an example that you can declare scanner here, and then you can print this, enter value of A and B. And system.out.println is just to print something on command line or your output window. Okay. This particular line number 13 and 14 is to get the value at runtime. So values which you have declared as scanner object, right? So values.nextInt will get the value as integer, okay? And it will assign it to A. Then whatever the next value you are putting, that will also be captured as integer and we are putting it into B. Now the rest of the program is same what we did, okay? Now, once you get the values, now you are comparing. It's like this. So if I run this program and say run as Java application, it is asking me enter value of A and B. So I'll give, let's say 45, and the second value I'll give as, let's say 60. So once you enter 45, it will consider this 45 as an integer and it will put into the A. It's like this. Now we are putting the 60, so it will consider it as integer and it will put into B. Now, once you have A and B, you have your own logic, right? To do all this comparison and all. So this is showing me a particular result. Okay, that's it. If you want to practice this, I'm giving you this program also. I'm giving you, the main part. You have to declare your classes and all, right? So that also you can practice at your end. You can copy. Somebody is asked next int. So next int is like so once you open your uh, console window or output window, see here that you are providing the values. Right? So what next int will do from this output, you know, window, or actually a kind of input stream, basically. So for us, it's input stream. See, we are saying it's an output window, but basically when you are providing the values, it's like giving the input to your program, correct? So line number 11 is to declare one scanner object to say that we are going to get the input from the system. I'm telling you in a very simple language. And this, okay, once you declare it like this, you can say values dot next int. So next int, what it will do, it will pass the input as integer. So in the output window, if you check, we have 45, right? So 45 will be considered as integer and it will put it into the variable A. Okay. Somebody asking scanner is interface or class and all. See, let's understand. Whenever you have this kind of question, Java has a super documentation. Okay. Search about it in Google if you're not able to understand or you want to research more about it. But I would suggest that there is a Java doc available. So you can just hover over this. See here, if I hover over a scanner, it is saying what it is, the exact definition and all. It's saying it's a class. So a scanner is the class which implements iterator interface. Okay, so when you say implements, so something like interface it will implement, but scanner is a class. Okay, fine. So that's a good thing about Java. Whenever you will hover over any particular keyword or the things which you have implemented, it will tell you the details about it. In fact, it will tell you sometimes examples also. If you will read it, till the end, probably it will give you some examples also. Great. Okay.